Welcome to this brand new Formula 1 career mode episode where we are going to choose our new Formula 1 team. Our first Formula 1 team. And I already told you we're going to choose the Alfa Romeo team. We have expected qualifying position at P18, our expected race position P18 as well. Team goal is hard. We are the second driver. We have level 3 development upgrade speed. We have race bonus level 1, and of course we're going to choose Kimi Räikkönen as our teammate, because I really like Kimi Räikkönen as a person. I think he's funny.
Excellent choice. From my conversations with them, they're going to be very excited to pursue this opportunity with you. I'll let them know our intentions immediately. I'll have to clean up some final details with them, but that's what you pay me for. Other than that, congratulations. You've earned it.
Oh, hey, you're here. I'll catch up with you. Sorry, I'm just on my way out, but your workstation's at the back over there. It should be all set up on the network, but let the guys know if it isn't. From there, you can access all the data you need to help us direct development of the car. Get yourself settled, and then head out to practice when you're ready. I'll catch up with you later, okay?
Welcome to your new team. Alfa Romeo Racing is the kind of team that other privateers aspire to be. No matter the challenges they face, this is a team that rises to the occasion and makes it out the other side. They need someone who can be consistent, resilient, and determined. And there's no doubt in my mind that you can give them those qualities.
So here we are. In front of us is Kimi Räikkönen. We are at the Alfa team, and I can say I like it now already. I like the red color combined with white, the Italian flag. It's just beautiful, I think. So we have a few messages. Of course, I'm gonna read them for myself. You can read it as well if you want. But I know most of it already. We have a lot of research points to start with. The race, I can see now, for the race is the rain expected. This we all know already. Here we have R&D tree. At the engine side we are pretty strong. Of course we have a Ferrari motor. So we are at 6, I think, here. At the aero and chassis side we are pretty bad. So where we're gonna start with is to buy I don't know what it's called. Efficiency update for the chassis side. Yeah, we're gonna buy that, of course. And we're gonna heading up to the. So of course we start today with the race of the Australia Grand Prix, and I think that the track here at Melbourne suits me very well. We'll see that back in the race. But first we're gonna look at our engine. I don't know why. But I wanna say if we start at P20, we're just gonna get extra engine. Not really it's useful, I think, for later on in the season. So here we are in the Alfa car to head ourselves up for qualifying. I'm sorry, for the practice sessions. At first I'm going to show you my setup. We have 5.4 and now I'm going too fast. If you wanna copy it, you can pause if you want. So here we have track acclimatization, and I think it's gone pretty well. 3 corners, 4 corners are green, the rest are purple, so we end up purple. Race pace was good, excellent, as we went purple on lap 3 and I didn't have to set 2 more laps. Next we had tire wear, where I thought I was going for green, but at the last turn we were heading into purple with our tire wear. And now we have fuel management, fuel saving. That went not quite as well. I tried it 2 more times, but better than this. Yeah, one time the first time it went better, but that doesn't matter which one I show you. The ice deployment is not a big problem for me. Pass is quite simple. Qualifying pace, I even tried it in the mediums at FP1. That didn't go well, and here we damaged our front wing, and we can't get it green. But before qualifying we fit on upgrades that will be in Bahrain. Will be fixed in Bahrain if it goes as planned. But the first round we set 1.6, I think, 1.26, 8.22, so 2.1 in the second stint. Then we didn't manage to take our time better, but we managed to get P15, so we qualify ourselves into Q2. Here we see Kimi Räikkönen on P13, Lucas Webber in the Williams, get above then Fiat in the Toro Rosso, Gavin Butler in the Toro Rosso gets himself in between me and Kimi Räikkönen. So here we go all green in the second stint of Q2. And that is out of qualifying for us, but P13, and I think the team is quite happy with that, as they planned me on P18. I think it was a pretty good qualifying. Let's head up for the race, and I hope we can carry this pace into it. If we can, I think there will be a pretty decent start of the season for us.
New drivers, new cars, it's a new Formula One season. But it's the same Albert Park that we've come to know and love for more than 2 decades now that plays host to round 1 of a 21-race championship that takes us from here in Australia across the globe and the eventual season finale at the Yas Island circuit in Abu Dhabi. The Melbourne circuit is certainly one that needs to be taken seriously. Its combination of slippery surfaces and difficult corners make it a tricky track when it comes to overtakes. Drivers find it hard to pass and will need to take full advantage of those DRS zones if they want to have any hope of breaking through. We have plenty of changes to the sport this year with tweaks to the regulations, a fresh-looking spread of tyre compounds, and of course some changes to the roster of car manufacturers. It's goodbye to Sauber and hello once again to the classic name of Alfa Romeo in Formula One. It's also goodbye to Force India. They've been rebranded as Racing Point. Joining me to take you through all the action of the 2019 Formula One season is Anthony Davidson. And it's great to have you with us.
Thanks, Crofty. Always happy to be here, and I'm looking forward to getting underway. Last year was Mercedes' 5th Constructors' title in a row, although for the first half of the season it was absolutely neck and neck with the Ferraris. Hopefully this year we can see the chasing pack take that final step, as I'd love to see a championship contest all the way up to the final race in Abu Dhabi. Another story to keep an eye on is the performance of Red Bull, who have switched to the Honda power unit this year. What that will mean for both their performance and reliability remains to be seen.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Leclerc, Vettel, Max Verstappen and Albon, Magnussen, Norris, Perez and Devon Butler, Grosjean, Raikkonen, Todd and Hulkenberg, Stroll, Ricciardo, Carlos Sainz and George Russell. Weber and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
So here we are for the Grand Prix of Australia at Melbourne. We can see our strategy here. It definitely will be a one-stop strategy if everything goes to plan and we don't lose our front ring into the first corner. So we can choose between the high tire management and the low tire management, and we definitely go for the high tire management with soft medium. Fuel load, we're going to half a lap under what they recommend. We see that personalized, we have less tire wear and faster laps at the end of the race. I think I'm pretty happy with the strategy, but here we are at the Australian Grand Prix and it's lights out and away we go. We have a pretty decent start, but if we are into fourth gear we lose a lot of time as we run side to side with Kimi Raikkonen down to the first corner, but we couldn't make it stick. As we run down and I try to defend my position as Nico Hulkenberg tries to overtake me, and when he doesn't get me, Lance Stroll takes Nico Hulkenberg. I don't know how you say it in English, but in the Netherlands it's just Hulkenberg. So Kimi Raikkonen starts to get a lot of pressure onto Magnussen, I think, or is it Grosjean? It's a really tough fight in front of me and I'm taking my distance. It's Grosjean. Ahead of Grosjean is Lando Norris, and ahead of Lando Norris is Devon Butler, which I'm going to get a really tough fight with this guys in the next laps of this Australia Grand Prix. So here we are at the straight where the grid lines up and it's DRS enabled. So here we arrived back at Grosjean as Kimi Raikkonen has just overtaken and we have a huge lockup and Lance Stroll tries to make his overtake on us, but I hold my car, I glued it to the inside and I don't let him pass me. as Kimi Räikkönen passes Devon Butler right before the really fast chicane, the fast chicane. And a moment later, I pass Romain Grosjean, if I'm right. So here we are, back on the straight, where Charles Leclerc comes out of the pit on P11. And I forget to say it, but this is the point where we are in the points, our first point. And here comes Valtteri Bottas out of the pits, and I almost had a bit of contact with him. Here he tries to overtake me, but as well as with Lance Stroll, I glued my car from his inside and he couldn't pass me. But you see this car of Valtteri Bottas is so fast on straight lines and has so much more downforce and speed that it would be a matter of time before he overtakes me, and it doesn't take him long, because here with DRS and slipstream he passes me. A really clean overtake of Valtteri Bottas as we go into the pits. That's a 2.202 pit stop. I think that's really clean. So we came back at P15 as not everybody that P14 as not everybody that has to stop is stopped. So we're just gonna drive. Nico Hulkenberg is on the half. And I feel our race pace is even stronger as our qualifying pace. They said on paper we are only second slowest, so only Williams is slower than me, as Charles Leclerc falls out at his first race of Ferrari. What a dramatic race for him. I don't know what it was, an engine failure, or did he just lose control of his car. As we arrived at the back of Nico Hulkenberg at lap number 13. We have DRS. Are we going to make a move at the end of this back straight? Are we even faster to him than at the end of this back straight? We are setting the car to the outside. We are not making it past him. But we have DRS again. Can we make a move right now? Are we going to? No, we are not. We clean passes him. We stick ourselves to the inside and we make our move for P11. I feel like the medium tires are so much better as his hard tires. And next up on the list is Devon Butler. But Devon Butler overtakes Lando Norris. So now we are at the back of Lando Norris. We have DRS, we have slipstream, we have high energy deployment, and we overtake him through the outside, but he sticks his car to my inside, and we have DRS again. We have a little bit of a touch, and we go clean through the outside past Lando Norris. Next up the list is Devon Butler again. So here we see Kevin Magnussen fighting himself with Devon Butler and Kimi Räikkönen. It's a tough fight between those three, but eventually I can tell you Kevin Magnussen doesn't give up, but he can't hold his pace too. Oh, that's two guys. And he falls back towards me. As they run so slow through the corner, which I don't know what number it has, but I nearly collide with Devon Butler. A our fuel management is alright. We have a lot of energy for our overtake move. As Kevin Magnussen, like I said, falls back to me. We have a big lockup, but that doesn't matter, as we have a sweet touch with the wall there, but it doesn't matter. We have a lot of pace. The Ferrari motor in the Alfa car is such great on the straight lines. I think I love it on the straight. The car's fuels also really light, maybe a little bit too light. Sometimes if I brake I start slipping without steering that much. So we have to work on our downforce and chassis. That's one thing I know for sure after this Australia Grand Prix. That doesn't count as I'm not happy with this result, as we finish P9. As we switch to try to overtake Kimi Räikkönen, but we couldn't stick it. So we fall a little bit back, as we had to brake so early into that corner after that DRS straight. Otherwise I just lost my front wing and played troubling. The chance of that was so really big. As Kimi Räikkönen fights his way back to P7 and overtakes Devon Butler, and we have a really strong chance, strong exit out of the first two corners, and we overtake Devon Butler. Wait, I think this was beautiful. Yet just enough room, there was just enough room to Kimi Räikkönen and Devon Butler to stick my own car without touching one of them. And so, laps are counting down. We are P7 and 8 really consistent with both Alfa drivers. Our tires are pretty much to its end. So I feel the car is slipping every second more and more, but we are definitely not going to give up. It is too much to set pressure on Kimi Räikkönen, but it's just enough to hold Devon Butler on a very easy distance, so he can't overtake me. Of course, he has probably the same problem with his tire, or not problem, but the same tire wear as I have. My tire wear was not pretty bad, I think. Maybe I had sometimes a little bit too much wheel spin and sometimes a little too much of a lockup. But this lap is the last one of this Australian Grand Prix. I'm really happy with the result, as we going on the last straight with DRS, or at the start finish straight you have DRS as well, but we have a much better exit as Devon Butler on the last straight and he can't overtake me. So we finish P8 with ahead of us Kimi Räikkönen on P7, and a pretty decent point for our team and a pretty decent start of the season.
Yet another historic win under their belts. Well done to the team at Mercedes. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
So after a magnificent race, we can now see the drivers making their way to the podium. Once again, it's the Silver Arrows who take top spot, a well-earned victory for Mercedes. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Lewis Hamilton takes over the lead of the Drivers' Championship after an excellent result. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
For me, it's Kimi Räikkönen, someone who definitely doesn't get enough attention for how well he performs out on the track.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes moved
So
to the top of the table.
Well,
Ant, and
we
into another
are
fantastic
championship,
weekend of
we
racing.
are
Thanks to
fourth.
everyone who
I
joined us,
think that's
and we'll see you
pretty
for the
decent
next one.
if we can hold ourselves as best of the rest for the rest of the season.
Good day today. Let's have your take on it. You gained a lot of positions during the race, didn't you?
Yeah, I think I did. A lot of. Yeah, it definitely has to do
You
something
really
with
looked in
our
control of your
engine.
car out there. Your team must be thrilled.
I can't do this with the team without the team. I'm definitely going to say that.
That was a good race for Lucas. Are you pleased to see him doing well?
I don't really know how Lucas Webber has done it in the Williams.
You and Devon weren't far apart by the end of the race. How evenly matched are you?
He's a skilled driver. Yeah, that's with my team.
Appreciate your time.
So I think it was a pretty amazing Australian Grand Prix. I'm pretty happy with the result, and I think the team will be too. We also earned a lot of research points. I'm pretty excited
Great
for
work.
what's
That's exactly the
coming
kind
next
of result
this
I'm looking
season.
for. Keep it up. You're not the only driver to be
Don't you
handed by the
shut up,
press.
Emma?
Emails like the one I've just sent
I get
you will
really
give you
annoyed
an
with
insight on
you.
how your former Formula 2
So I
drivers are
hope
handling the
to
press.
see you guys next
Be
week.
sure to check your emails
It was
regularly,
a
as I'll be sure to
pretty
send you any
decent
of the
Grand
more,
Prix,
let's say,
and I hope I can
interesting press
carry this
transcripts that come my way.
momentum
Looks like one of
into
your
the next
rivals has also been
races that
invited
are
to a
coming
historical event.
on our
This could be a good
path.
opportunity to play up your rivalry for the press and expand
Goodbye.
your reputation.